All right, good day, everybody. I hope everybody's having a good day. Today we're going to be making mustard. I need to make mustard for some recipes that I have coming up. I'm going to be making some homemade onion rings tomorrow, so kind of need the mustard to go with the onion rings and need mustard to make some other stuff. I'm going to show you how to do it. You only need 4 ingredients. As long as you got mustard, ground mustard, or dry mustard, you can do this recipe. If you have mustard seeds, you can take this and kind of, grind down your mustard seeds. Or if you have a coffee grinder, works the best on, because I bought a coffee grinder just for grinding up seasonings and stuff. So it makes it a lot quicker and a lot better. I think I've shown you my coffee grinder, and I'll show it again. This is my coffee grinder, little lid. That's what I use to grind up all my seasonings. A technique I learned from school, because at first they had us in culinary school, they had us do it by hand. And then afterwards they said to make it easier in your future, at your future recipes or jobs that you go to, use a coffee grinder. I'm like, damn, I just did all that work for nothing. But anyways, we're going to take 4 tablespoons. There's 1. There's 2. 3. Pretty much a whole little container. It's been a hot minute since I've made my own mustard, so pretty much a whole container of that. Alright, now we're going to add, clean up my mess as I go. Now we're going to add 2 tablespoons of vinegar. Now, if you want your mustard to be super, super strong, I would highly suggest to use either apple cider vinegar or distilled vinegar. I'm more of a mild when it comes to my mustard. So we're going to be using rice vinegar. So you want 2 tablespoons. And you want 1 teaspoon of salt. And then you want 2 teaspoons of warm water. I'm just going to get it from the tap. Seems like it takes forever to warm up. It is pretty cold outside. Okay, there's 1. There's 2. Okay. So I'm not stopping there. So that's the basic recipe for mustard. But we're going to go a little further. I got my favorite seasoning today, coriander. If you've never had coriander, it is so good. A little bit goes a long ways, so you don't have to add this seasoning only if you want to. I also bought another favorite seasoning of mine, turmeric. Just add a little bit, just to season it up a little bit. Alright, so now, I'm going to push everything to the side here. We're going to take a trip to the oven here. Let me scoot you on over. Go ahead and turn it on. We're going to boil this. I know it's not a lot of mustard, but this is, so the store-bought mustard is kind of watered down a little bit. This is quite strong. This mustard is basically, I mean, you could put it on sandwiches because it is pretty strong, but this is pretty much, I use this recipe for like making things, but you can thin it out a little bit so it's not as spicy with, you know, water or whatever. But yeah, we're just gonna let it heat up so that way it can mend all the wonderful ingredients together. I'm trying to show you like all the little recipes and stuff that'll help you in the kitchen. I'm going to be doing some mayo and vinaigrette to kind of give you guys a head start in the kitchen, so that way if you ever run out of mayo or vinaigrette, you know how to make it. Just going to add a little more water, just a little bit. Like I said, this is a stronger mustard. And it could stay good for about 3 weeks in the refrigerator. There you go. I just added a little bit of water because it was a little dry. But that's how you make mustard, and like I said, warning, this is a very strong mustard. So be careful with it. If you like strong mustard, then this is the recipe for you. It does make a little bit, but you know, you can always multiply the recipe on however much you need. I only did just the smallest that I could do because I don't need a whole lot of mustard for the recipe that I'm about to do. So that's that. Doesn't it look so good? And yes, it is good. See? A little strong, but it's good. All right. Have a good day, all right? Bye.